shake your booties for Black Girl Nerd.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live. This is the BGN Live Little Mermaid review. Oh my gosh, you guys, this movie was so cute. Look at Angelica with the props. She got the headphones. I see the doll in the back. That doll was hard to get. I like that. I like that in the back right there.
Full disclosure,
this
is my daughter's. This is my daughter. She hasn't seen it yet. It's for her birthday, so I brought it out just for us. It's going back in the package. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
But nobody spoiled the surprise, y'all. Keep the surprise. Nobody say
don't
nothing.
Tell
okay, keep it. But yeah, guys, we're here. Give us your comments. Let us know. I hope you went and go supported this movie. It's number one right now, you guys. They're saying majority of the people that are going out are the women supporting, because we know go out there, support, take your whole family. I went with my family. Such a cute family, such a cute family. My family is cute, but such a cute film. And a lot of fun and exciting things. There was a lot of babies, as Halle Bailey, our Ariel, likes to say, that were in the studio. They were dancing and just having a good time in the theater that I was in. So yeah, we're gonna break it down for you guys. Tell us what we thought of like each character. Really get into it. But I want to start. I always like to start with presenting our beautiful panel here. We have lots of mermaids. This is the Mermaid Council that we have going on here. We do have a merman joining us, but you know how the guys are. The women are ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But we got the BGN crew, the usual here. We got Giandra, we got Angelica, and we got Natasha. You guys met Natasha before. If you watched our shameless plug Fast X review, she is back to join us again for this. So this is going to be a good time. I'm so excited for this. All right. So let's get into it. We're going to do our little round table thing here. We're going to go through it. First, I want to get your first reactions, and wherever you went to go see it, what was the audience like when they checked it out with you guys? Like, what was the audience feel? So, Giandra, we'll go with you first.
I went to the premiere and I took my 90-year-old mom, which I was very excited.
So cute, by the way. She was so cute. Sorry.
Oh, you couldn't tell her nothing. She turned it out with her little silver on. You couldn't tell Thelma LaBeouf nothing at the Little Mermaid. But when I got in there, the overwhelming feeling was I was surprised at how emotional it made me from start to finish. Like, it was so beautiful. The audience was excited. The jokes were landing where they needed to land. The singing was immaculate. Salute to Halle Bailey. Wow. But yes, the vibe, it was real in that theater for me.
Angelica, what you think?
Well, as you can see by my gear, I'm a diehard Disney adult, and so I love anything Disney. And yeah, Little Mermaid was one of the first Disney movies I watched, so it's close to my heart. I did not go to the premiere, but I did. I was hating hard from the other side of IG, looking at Giandra's post. But I went to go see it at my local Regal. It was a pretty mixed audience. It was kids, it was couples, it was adults. It was, we were all in there, all colors and sizes in there, enjoying ourselves. And yeah, it was emotional. My daughter told me I could not cry because I would embarrass her, but I still cried. I cried like 3 times. So it was great. I loved it. It was just all nostalgia and amazing. I love seeing Halle as a Black mermaid. It was great.
Yeah, I cried too. So good thing I had no kids to embarrass. Natasha, what you think?
I was lucky enough to go to a screening. I almost didn't, but fortunately I made it to a screening. And so it was definitely a mixed audience. There definitely some kids there because, we were able to bring guests. So there were a lot of like daughters, moms, all that good stuff. And I felt like the audience was a pretty good audience. I felt like their reactions were pretty good. I was singing along with the songs. Like I was bopping. I was singing my heart out silently, but singing along anyways. I mean, Halle was, of course, amazing. I actually liked the rest of the cast, and we're definitely going to do more of a deep dive. But as I was watching, I did have some nitpicks. So yes, we are definitely going to go into a little more of a deep dive. So I'm looking forward to that.
And also, Natasha, you got a shout out here.
Hey. Yep, he's on with me. Yep. Hey, what's up?
All right. So let's get into the chat here, start breaking out some of these characters. And I'm just going to let y'all know, we're going to save Ariel for the end because we really want to go in on this and have a good time and talk about Miss Halle Bailey, how she did the thing on this one. But I want to start with, okay, the viral moment for this film was when they gave us a trailer And all the little kids around the world were reacting to seeing this Black Mermaid. You got Part of Your World, like a little snippet. She also, Halle Berry also did the I think it was American Idol. She sung the whole song in Disney World. So we had that snippet out as well. So this song has been played over and over again. It's going viral. This is one of the moments here from the film. And so I want to get all you ladies' reaction on being able to see this full sequence in motion with all her little gadgets and trinkets she was collected from the ships and how that felt. And this is one of the places where I definitely had waterworks. My sister was crying as well. It was like so quiet in the theater. Everybody's taking it in and like mouthing the words and everything. So let's start with Giandra again, and you guys let me know what you thought about Part of Your World.
See, my biggest fear with this, it was how good is it going to be as a live action movie? Because sometimes the live action movies don't land all the way right. And I thought this was going to be the high point, and then I was going to get deflated as it went on. But this just, it set the bar high. I don't know what it is with the Bailey sisters with their voices. I remember during COVID watching their Tiny Desk concerts. And I'm really convinced that these girls are mermaids for real. Like,
yeah,
just walking amongst us. I don't know what it is, because there's a lot of phenomenal singers. I don't cry when I hear, I love Whitney Houston, rest in peace, but I don't cry per se when I hear her voice. It is some quality, some emoting or something that goes on. And this Part of Your World almost took me out. I was like, well, we can go home now. This was great. Amazing. Who even cares with the rest of the movie? Nailed the song. We're good. We can go. But I mean, that it just set the bar very, very high. And I don't want to go too far off the deep end and go into the rest of it. But yeah, it set the bar very high with that.
Yeah. Angelica, what you think? Were you tearing up the first note?
Oh, honey, I was crying. It's funny you mentioned how you say like Chloe and Halle are like real life mermaids. Their fans are called sirens, so they do have this like angelic, ethereal emotion to their voices. So yes, honey, I was in there like, and the lady next to me was singing her little heart out. She wasn't singing it silently; she was singing. Okay, like girl, hush, let Halle sing. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was beautifully animated. I liked, her. I felt like she took inspiration from Jodie Benson's version, from the Broadway version, and then made it her own. So, she didn't do too much with it. She was very Broadway-like, but then she also had like pop vibes to it. And then, she didn't go too crazy on the runs, just enough little of a flair. And that, when she goes, that's the part that made me cry when she was her hands up. I was like, so I loved it. Perfection. Like Giandra said, I could have went home and been happy.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. When I first saw the little snippet of a trailer, the teaser trailer, I was like, okay, yeah, she's Ariel. I had no qualms. I knew she was going to murder the song in a good way. And so actually hearing the entire song, I did get a little teary-eyed. I was singing along with her again silently. And a part of me wanted to shout, "Go Haley!" Haley! I was like I was at church like, sing, baby. A part of me wanted to say that out loud, but I didn't. I kept my composure, other than singing along with her. And again, the teary eye I was getting a little teary eyed when she was like, "Yep, that last part. That it hits it right here." I was like, "Yeah, she killed it. She killed it. Thank you."
Yeah, it was a good time. Jedi Mike 7 is saying, God bless these sisters' voices. Yes, the hair, the melanin, everything was powerful. It definitely was powerful. There was somebody in the theater. There was a woman, and she was like, "Girl, you better sing." I was like, "You're right." I mean, it was quiet, and we was all like, "What's happening?" But I was like, "She's right." I was like, "It was good." I was like, "Go ahead, then." But yeah, it was one of those moments where you couldn't keep quiet. You either crying, you were mouthing it. It was just so intense and so beautiful. To be able to see Halle on the screen like that was just incredible. All right, so let's talk about some of the other cast members here that we got, because they've been getting a little bit of mixed reviews. And I just want to start off with the fact that it's going back to the Lion King. Some people were saying it's called live action for a reason, but some people were saying they didn't like how the animals look. I mean, they're not gonna look, or the fish and the sea creatures, they're not gonna look like the animated one. Let's keep it real. Okay, you gotta do CGI. Like, it may give you a little National Geographic feel, but you gotta make the creatures look how they supposed to look. It's live action.
Right.
But we got Jacob Tremblay as Flounder, David Diggs as Sebastian, Awkwafina as Scuttle. And, I was okay with they supporting cast. I wanted more Flounder because when I was growing up, Flounder was, I gotta admit, Flounder was my thing. I had the stuffed animal and everything, but it's live action, so it's only so much a fish. When she left out from under the sea, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? It is what it is. We got another commentator on the side. You see?
He said he had no problem with live actions, and he's here to represent for all the real animals of the world.
See, there you go. See, look, the animals know, people. It's live action. The animals are gonna be real.
Exactly.
All right. Yandra, if you want it, you can ask your commentator off to the side too, but we'll go with you first. However you want to do it.
Did you like the animals? Ruff. He said he did. I don't know why that was such a point of just being so bothered by people. Like, I truly didn't give a damn. Like, I would have been more concerned if they looked cartoonish, but I'm like, we really arguing on Twitter by a fish looking like a fish and a crab looking like a crab? Y'all need to go down to the South and eat some gumbo or something, because crab look delicious to me. But I was more concerned with how the songs were going to sound and how the acting was going to be. Like, that was just so weird to me that folks were hung up like, oh, it's scary. You at your big age is scared of a crab? I mean, is it a shellfish allergy? But I don't know. That was just so strange to me that people were afraid. I thought I didn't care how they looked. They was cool. Flounder was
floundering.
You were floundering.
The young man did a great job, but it was just like, they could have put in anybody in that role for me. That's good.
Hey JJ.
That was cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did not get up in arms about realistic looking animals in a live action film. He's a sergeant major fish. They made him look like a sergeant major fish. Sebastian is a crab. What more do you want? Like, I didn't get that. And then I had posted it because I didn't know in the original film, flounder was just a tropical fish. It didn't say what type of fish he was. So I was like, have y'all Googled what a flounder looks like? You don't want that to be on your screen. Them things are ugly. That's a kind of a cute fish that they had in the film. So I was fine with it.
Yeah, I don't know. People just be coming up with stuff. Lord have mercy, help them. Natasha, what you think?
I wasn't too bothered by it. I was actually pleasantly surprised that Sebastian looked like a crab. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was expecting, I guess, some sort of similar animation from the original. I'm like, oh, he actually looks like a crab. Okay, cool.
Right,
I was worried about how he sounded than how, he looked. I can't really say much about the voice. I mean, he sounded like the original Sebastian. So I guess in that sense, it was fine. But I know some people got some issues with the accent because, got to be pure or what have you. But I mean, he did fine for what he was. The character itself was fine. So in Scuttle, I was always annoyed by Scuttle, so that didn't bother me either. So
oh yeah, they went from a seagull to a northern gannet because they wanted some under the water scenes with Scuttle involved. So I was just like, Awkwafina kind of get on my nerves. So
now I couldn't really. A lot of people.
I mean, she was
that's
annoying.
What bothered me. Yeah, she kind of annoyed
me. I'm annoyed by her voice. I don't know what it is. Can you sound like something else? Like I don't. You sounded like yourself. Like
yeah. I guess she did her job right by being annoying. And I didn't even like the song. I didn't like Scuttlebutt. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. Now I saw that.
Oh, we gonna get into it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that one because I saw that one like no social media. As soon as we get through all these different, but yeah, we're gonna get to that one.
Okay. All right, let's move it along then.
Let's move it along. Right. All right, I gotta point out. Look at these multicultural mermaids right here. Ariel sisters. Now, King Triton was getting around in them 7 seas right there. I'm saying
King Triton was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid down his trident, he was home. He was getting around.
Record that. Play that back. But yeah, I
Everything
just had to give the sisters some love. They were so cute and beautiful. I just had to give them some love.
for
Oh,
sure.
yes.
All
And
right,
they
so let's
renamed
get.
them too.
Yeah, I did. Do you want to go through the names, Angelica? I have them down, but I don't know. I feel like you got a Little Mermaid knowledge because I feel like you're the
Okay.
expert. You wanna lay it out for us a little bit? If not, I won't put
They're
you on the
like,
spot. You don't have to.
hold on. I have them in my notes somewhere, but you could read them through. But I will say their names are representative of the seven seas. So they're all each from the seven seas or the seven oceans are all each from each one of them. That's why they're different colors, different races. You know, King Triton got around. I
Okay.
know one of them is Caspia. I
Yeah,
know Tamika.
Caspia. Yeah,
I know
Tamika.
Tamika.
Oh yeah, we know Tamika.
Indira. I forgot the rest, but go ahead. Oh, go.
I
Oh
think
no,
it's
I got it. I got it.
Karina. You got it. Okay,
Perla.
Karina. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead.
we got Perla, which is the one in pink at the bottom. We got Indira, which is the one in gold. My girl Simone Ashley from Bridgerton. We got Carolina. I'm sorry. We got Mala, who's the one in pink, the Asian one with
Okay.
the crown. And then we have Tamika. We already know who Tamika is. Uh, and then we have Karina and Caspia. So they're the two white mermaids. I think Karina is the one on the bottom and Caspia is the one up top. But it's either
Okay.
or. But those are the
Okay.
sisters.
Okay,
Hey.
Polygamy Triton.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We will not discriminate. But
Yeah, you
all of
go
them
ahead,
were
Natasha.
great.
You want to add? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
no,
were. Yeah.
they were all great. I'm just glad that they got a little more screen time. That is like an addition from the original that I actually didn't mind. They got their little chance to shine, and we got to see more of the family,
Yeah.
so to speak. So, and I thought it was interesting that they incorporated some other elements, I think, from the other like sequels and movies that came out, the cartoons, and maybe even some Broadway. I have not, unfortunately, seen the Broadway play, but I'm pretty sure they incorporated a lot of stuff to that. I'm sure you're going to talk about that though. So,
Yeah. Like Ariel's mother's death was in the prequel Ariel's New Beginning. So they incorporated that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and there's some other things. I don't know what you have on your notes, Ryan, that I
right.
could
I mean, if you
speak
guys want to
on.
get, it's. I mean, I like to have fun. Well, I like to mix it up too. If you guys want to get into the play a little bit, we can. Before we get to
Yeah.
Ursula, I
Well,
was gonna hit up Ursula next, but if you guys want to get into the play real quick.
see, that's what I was going to ask about Ursula because they put in background from the Broadway play and they put in background from the villain series,
Okay.
the
Okay.
books. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
let's
I'll
move
just
on to
get up
Ursula.
then. Let's get. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. There we go. That's her beautiful cover
Girl.
right there. There's Melissa McCarthy that was giving it.
Yes.
Oh,
Giving
so this
it.
was gonna be my
Serving.
question, right? I'm gonna let you guys. I want Angelica to go into her thing about Broadway and everything like that. Give us the broad spectrum. But my question was gonna be because I'm comparing her here to the old school one. Pat Carroll played the animated one, and then we have the beautiful Queen Latifah played also.
Yes.
So when we get to the end of it, I want to know everybody's favorite pick for Ursula, just to kind of see what you guys thought about Melissa McCarthy joining this ring. But first, we're gonna let Angelica do her thing, and Natasha, you can jump in if you want to, and you guys give us like the background on the Broadway thing.
For sure.
Oh, so basically, so in the original film, there's no connection between Triton and Ursula. We just know they're enemies. But the backstory is that they're siblings that grew up together and they've always had like this massive sibling rivalry because obviously King Triton, as the elder brother, is going to be king, and Ursula was jealous. And of course, she wanted control of the seven seas. So she was banished. So now we have that connection between the two of them being siblings and the fact that Ursula is actually Ariel's auntie. So I like that extra element added to the story, that layer added on to kind of give a more connection between Ariel and Ursula. So that's all I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
You wanna
really
take
have
us-
much to add to that, so
Okay.
that's pretty much what it was. That was fine, because it's like when you saw the original and as you grew up, you're like, Ursula was kind of petty. What
Right.
happened with that? So
Mhm.
it was just funny that they actually did explore that in another cartoon and they incorporated that into the movie and I guess the Broadway play as well. They kept that same element. So I was like, yay, at least they included that. At least we know why she got beef.
Just mean for no reason.
Right.
Deandra, what do you think of Ursula?
Because it makes it make sense now. You're gonna go into the dark, scary part of, oh, it's just my auntie. She live in the hood, whatever. I'll go down. It's not too dangerous. Because I know it's been a minute since I've seen the Little Mermaid. And I was like, I don't remember King Triton and Ursula being siblings. I know it's been a cool minute, but okay. So, all right, that makes sense. So now that makes me want to see the Broadway play. From your initial question, who's my favorite Queen Latifah's still my favorite version of Ursula, but I liked Melissa. I was into it. I love the theatrics of it and the over performance of her songs and the drama of it. Oh, I was into Melissa for sure. I thought she was cool. I was seeing some commentary online. I'm like, are you kidding me? Melissa's killing this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I agree.
All that.
She gave everything. She was very campy. I loved her performance. I didn't even know she could sing. I was like, oh, let me find out she could carry a tune. She definitely made that role her own. And you know what? I knew I wasn't really crazy about her casting when I first saw it announced, but then I saw her play. She was in Thor, and she played Hela in like the play within the play, and she was like very theatrical. And I'm like, oh, maybe she could pull off a villain. So I loved it. She was just, I live for it. Like she was just giving it to me. I was like, I love this. So I have no complaints about Melissa McCarthy. I really enjoyed her live performance, but my favorite Ursula is still going to be the original, voiced by Pat Carroll. So those are my 2 cents.
I'm gonna echo Angelica, sorry. Pat Carroll, the OG, and Melissa McCarthy definitely surprised me. I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I was hesitant when she was, when I heard that she was cast. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she could. They saw something in her that they knew was Ursula, and then I saw, and I was like, okay, now I see it. She definitely did her thing. It's kind of like she gave me the original Ursula, but she, again, like you said, she made it her own as well. So that was fine. Like she did great as Ursula. Like I had no complaints.
Yeah, I like how she was scary, but she still kind of brought in, like, it wasn't too bad because you got the kiddos in the audience. Because I remember that part where she's like had the tentacles tossing everything around while she's in the cave trying to get stuff, pick stuff up and everything. And she's got this drama to her, and she's mad and she's angry and tearing things up, and the kids are laughing. They're like having a good time while she's like, frustrated, trying to pick through things. So I like how they gave us still that villain feel. But it's not hardcore, like, oh, the kids is like holding on to their parents for dear life. So I like how she played the balance of both of those, because I was like, not these bad kids up here laughing at Ursula. I was like, what's going on?
They ain't hardly scared of Ursula, especially if you got a mama. Ain't nobody hardly scared of no Ursula.
Well, she was scary closer to the end when she was when she kind of won. That's when she got scared. Not before. She was campy before. Now it's like, oh, you serious? Okay.
Her human form definitely was scarier to me.
Yeah, and I also like how she tried to like lure Arrow in with like a maternal instinct, like, oh, I'm your auntie, I'm gonna be your surrogate mother, I'm gonna help you out. Your dad, he get on my nerves too. Like she tried to like talk in the ear, like, yeah, your dad don't get me either. Come to my side. So I was just like, okay. And another thing, remember back in the day, people would say, why is it that when Arrow loses her voice, when she signed her name on the contract, how is it that she couldn't write to Eric, my name is Ariel, whatever the case may be? But I noticed they did that loophole in the live action where she took a scale and just used her bliss. So she never actually signed a contract like she did in the first film. So I just happened to notice that they're listening to our feedback about, that don't make no sense. She know how to write. Why can't she write a note to Eric?
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We'll probably touch more on that too when we get to just talking about Ariel straight out. But that was the thing too that I saw in the comments. A lot of people missed the fact that, when she lost her voice, she can't talk either. They weren't thinking she was going to be, mute and not be able to talk. They was thinking she was just going to. I know there was a lot of people that had that like shock reaction to theater, like they forgot that part of the original one. And I was like, yeah, she's not going to be able to say anything. Like she got to convey, like she got to get this guy to pull in.
That was like the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah, but I saw a lot of people reviewing, and a lot of people missed that. Like it just went right over top of their head. They were just thinking like she wasn't gonna have the singing voice anymore. Like she wasn't gonna be able to sing, but they didn't think about the fact that she
silly.
Yeah, it's funny. It was so hilarious when I was going through looking at stuff online. Like nobody, like it was like catching people off guard. I was like, all right, well, maybe some people didn't see that.
Y'all need to revisit one of these many originals or one of these.
Yeah, like revisit some of that. Yeah, but yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
That's
Speaking of which, Yeah, seriously. I was like, yeah, I feel bad for him. I was like, I'm gonna pray for y'all because yeah, she gonna have to figure out how to make she can't because they look devastated. I was like, okay.
All right.
But anyway, speaking of the person that she's trying to get to kiss her, there's Prince Eric.
Yes. He's so charming.
Oh, wait, before we talk about him, can we talk about Sebastian, or you gonna come back to Sebastian?
Oh, yeah. We can talk about Sebastian. I should have got a picture of the video, but I popped back up his crab that everybody mad at. There it is.
I am so glad. David was so much. I mean, no shade, no tea, no shade. I didn't think he was going to be terrible at all, but he was even much more better than I thought he was going to be with the scene, because I just knew I was just going to get Hamilton under the sea. You know, it's going to be Lafayette. You know, but he did something with the accent. I'm glad the accent was cartoonish, but at least it was consistent. It wasn't like Vampire in Brooklyn, where it's like an African accent in this scene and a Jamaican accent in that scene, and then maybe it's Nigerian here or something like that. But no, good job to be. It wasn't Hamilton under the sea.
Yeah, he called it his Trinidadian tinge that he added in there.
Actually, it was Hamilton under the sea at one point with him and Aquafina with their little jam.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit.
With scuttlebutt. And I noticed Flotsam and Jetsam didn't have any lines. They were silent eels, and I was kind of looking forward to them being voiced. And Ursula ended up taking a lot of their lines and saying it herself. So I didn't hate it. I just I would have liked for them to be voiced, but I guess they were silent and deadly. So
because they was bad. They was bad. So,
they was bad.
Hear that voice. Yeah, I forgot about them in the animated one. I was like, no, they didn't. I was pissed. I forgot about them. I forgot about them like sneaking around. It was a little henchman and everything. I forgot all about them. All right, so let's get into Prince Eric here. Jonah. I think it's Howard King. I think I pronounced it right. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but there he is. That is the Prince. What did you guys think? I was going to say he got the Prince Eric fineness. Was it the charm everybody was looking for? Did he win you over? Angelica, keep it going. You said he was fine, so keep it going for us.
Oh well, okay. Well, I'll just throw in my 2 cents. Now, he must have beefed up for this role or something, because he's a little bit slimmer now. I think he was doing like a Holocaust film. But when he was out on the boat and the water and the spray from the waves was on his chest, you could see I was like, okay, abs. And I was with my child thirsting over Prince Eric. I really enjoyed his performance. I liked his song. It was very Broadway. It was giving me home from Beauty and the Beast. I like that Eric wasn't so one note like he is in the original film. He kind of has a thirst for adventure, just like Ariel does. So I like the added layers to Eric this time around. And he's fine.
And he's fine. I liked Eric. I thought Eric was interesting. I like the layers. I like the addition of a black mama. I was like, okay, you better tie it together, Disney. Why he likes this Jamaican crab and everything. Okay, queen mother raised by his sister. That's why you know how to talk to black women. Okay. Add the layer in.
He know Ariel gotta wrap her hair at night,
Okay, he got her like a seaweed bonnet, little kelp tree.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
It's okay, Eric. But yeah, he was looking kind of cute. I'm like, this Eric is much more hot prince than you can't be too hot in a children's version. But I was like, oh, they trying to reel us in. They trying to reel us in with Prince Eric.
Go ahead, Jonah.
He was a cute guy. I did like the expansion of his character, and they gave him layers, and definitely it was parallel to Ariel's, which was a lot more than what we got in the original movie, especially with the parallels between the parents and how they were treating their kids and being overprotective, and kind of like the lessons that they had to learn throughout the movie. So, and it made their connection more authentic, I guess. So like when Ariel was like listening to him on the boat, it's kind of like she could relate. And then I think it was very similar to the original movie, but I felt like they didn't really
go
further with it. And then this movie they did, which I really appreciated. So that was a plus side for me with that. The song was fine too. The lyrics were fine. I don't know what it was about as he was singing it, but I was like, wait, he's supposed to be on land. Why is he on the boat? Like, it was just little things like that that was like, okay, I know this is a song and you want to crescendo it and like do a final big finish, but I'm like, this man is supposed to be staying at home. Is this supposed to be like a past sequence or something that he's just projecting with the song? I'm like, what? I don't understand that. But it didn't bother me super hard that I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah.
I think I said that to my daughter. I said, I thought he was grounded. Why are you on the boat?
There's a simple theory out there that, these conspiracy theorists that he and the girls from Frozen are related because their parents died on the boat. You know how they do like that kind of conspiracy theory. My daughter is super into those where trace the thread through Disney and these characters might be related because their parents both died off of a boat and blah blah blah.
Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe, the Frozen girls will be the next live action.
Please no. We already getting Frozen 3. We don't need nothing else.
Boy, they did a live action.
I don't want it. I do know Hercules is the son of Zeus, and Triton is the son of Poseidon. Poseidon and Zeus are brothers. So I guess in a roundabout way, Hercules and Ariel are like cousins or second cousins or something like that.
Yeah.
You want to make the connection there. But yeah. Eric was cute. That's all I got. Back to Eric.
He was a cutie pie. He was a cutie pie. I mean,
he was cute, yeah.
I feel like I'm old, like I'm at the age now. I'm like, oh, you're a cutie pie.
Yeah, he was a cutie pie. Go ahead,
Angelica. Go ahead.
No, I said I like their chemistry. I even like them at junkets together, or them on the red carpet. Like they're very like Hallie. I don't want you to cheat on DDG, but like you might could like y'all got some chemistry. They always holding hands on the red carpet. They just seem like they like really gel well together. So go back to you, Ryan.
I mean, we have seen other big budget franchise people like the Spider-Man people who get together, once all the filming left done.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. So go but ahead. I had to bring in one more guy for you guys here.
Yes.
I had to make sure we talk about Javier. Somebody in an interview was like, Hallie, what does it feel? I don't want to use the sensitive word, but to refer to him as daddy. And then she lost herself. I was like, girl, what? But he is like the camera loves him. He just got this majestic grace about him. He was the perfect person for King Triton. So yeah, what did you ladies think? I had to touch on him before we would get into the songs. I had to make sure I bring him up.
Javier, fine, baby. Hello. With red hair, with some dark hair. That's just my speed. I'm not feeling the gray beard. Yes, King Triton. I need to step up my swimming. Yes. Him too. He was majestic. I wish he talked more. I wish he had a few more lines. I feel like Triton kind of got really regulated to a very small role. Like I get it's about the Little Mermaid, but Triton was fine. He could have talked a little bit more. They could have put him in the background, while she talked. He could just
want to look at us, fine.
Floating in midair. I would have been cool with that too, because he was beautiful. That's all I got for King Triton. Hello.
I'm with you there. Although I noticed in the original film, she would call him daddy. Daddy, no, daddy this. But in this film, it's father. And I'm like, why is she calling him daddy? I mean, he is a daddy, though. So,
he's a daddy.
I was like, he was a daddy. I like that. I mean, I would have liked shirtless Javier, but I was down with the armor. I'm sure Javier, he get up there. He probably don't got his 6-pack no more, so they just put him in the armor. But yeah, I really enjoyed. There really wasn't too much to King Triton from the original. He's just an overprotective father. Now we know he hates the humans because they killed his wife. Rightfully so. Right, he's protected for a reason. So now we have more of a background on why he's the way he is. But yeah, solid performance by Javier. I don't have much to add to that.
Yeah, no complaints about Javier being King Triton. I really enjoyed the chemistry between him and Hallie. I feel like I get her name wrong.
Like Halle Berry.
Hallie. I would say Halle Berry. Yeah, so I could get it right. Yeah.
Hallie, and that father-daughter dynamic. So I thought he was fine. Good looking as Triton, because Triton, daddy. And just his growth as a character. I mean, again, overprotective father. He learns his lesson the hard way. And he just wants his daughter to be happy and safe. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's very similar to the original. So that part didn't really change too much. And so that was fine.
I mean, since we got all these underwater daddies like that, I mean, we should put up a poll. Are we team Triton or are we team Namor? Because Namor kind of fine too.
Namor definitely was fun.
I mean, he was, but I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go King Triton because Namor had me pissed. So I'm gonna have to go. I was like, I couldn't do it. Like he was fine when he first got out of water, but the stuff he did later.
Yeah,
he did.
I couldn't get over it. He had me messed up. I couldn't get over it towards the end. So I just had to. I'm gonna go with King Triton on this one.
Okay, what about Aquaman? Let's throw
him in.
Yeah,
you done got me again.
He got a Triton too. He got a Triton too.
I probably lean towards Aquaman.
I'll probably lean towards
Aquaman.
That's respectable.
Aquaman right now, I'll because Namor. Okay, I'm leaning more towards Aquaman and Triton because Aquaman. Okay, no, we're getting off track here. Never mind.
That's okay. We do tangents here.
Listen, when it comes to find men, we tangent all the time. You know what I mean? Take your side turn if you got to. You know what I mean?
Like Namor, I kind of like mean guys. He look like he just gonna be mean people, but I'm into it because I'm too sometimes. Tell him, get him out of here.
I'm gonna do a poll on Black Girl Nerd's Twitter account.
Please do.
Which Z Zaddy are you choosing?
Right. Yes. Yep.
We'll list it.
Yep. Drop that poll. All right. Let's get into the music because everybody been waiting. All right. So let's start with the new music first. We had Scuttlebutt. Did I say it right? Scuttlebutt.
Yes.
And Wild Uncharted Waters. That was Jonah's song that Natasha was like, boy, why is you on this boat when you was just on land? So, those were the two new songs that we had added in. Oh, for the first time, Hallie also did that song as well. So yes, that was the new one that was added in. That was probably one of my favorite ones of the new ones that were added in. But Angelica, I'll go to you first. And I know you had some stuff you wanted to say about Scuttlebutt.
I don't feel like Scuttlebutt really fit. Like it just seemed a little misplaced. But I mean, I almost low-key expected it, but I felt like maybe the rap singing maybe would have been better during Under the Sea because Sebastian kind of does a little bit of that. The dum dum the dum the dum dum dum. Like I feel like that was fine, but like this song, I don't know. Like she was trying to give the tea, but like I said, Scuttle's character kind of annoyed me a bit. Maybe she did get a couple laughs out of me, but I don't know. The song was okay. I think kids like it. Like my daughter liked it. She was cracking up, but I was like, this is very Hamilton-ish for me. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. You're like, hello, back to you, Giandra.
Yep.
It was just, it was wholly unnecessary. And I feel like they just threw it in there to have something to put her on, number one. Number two is, and again, no shade. I love Daveed Diggs. I enjoy his work. I know he probably is tired of like, do I have to rap in everything I'm in? Like, I mean, we know that I'm good, like the Micro Machines, man. Like I can spit some lyrics really quickly, but I gotta do a song like this every time. Did Lin-Manuel Miranda write this song? He
I think he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did. He did it.
It's got him written all over. It was too obvious, wasn't it? It was too obvious.
I know Daveed is like, come on, bro. I can do more. I can do more. You done gave me another accent. You done gave me another rap song. Daveed Diggs is like turning into like the Margot Robbie of things. It's like Margot Robbie always got to have some kind of weirdo accent in the movie for just no reason. Give her an accent. We need an accent. Get Margot Robbie. Right. It'll be great. And Daveed is good at that, but I just don't want him to get like typecast doing all that every single, like he's a one-trick pony. I'm sure he knows how to do a multitude of things. So stop giving him rap songs and stop letting Lin-Manuel Miranda write them.
Lin catching strays out here.
Is it sad that I don't even remember the song? Like I think I must have blocked it out, or maybe I went to the bathroom real quick or something because I don't remember.
Why don't you use it as your bathroom break?
I'm
That
not
that
mad.
was a decent bathroom break time.
I don't remember this song. I don't know where it was in the movie. I don't know. I don't remember this song. So
It was when Scuttle flew into Ariel's room to tell her about the tea about Eric being engaged, but they didn't know at the
Yeah.
time that it was Vanessa. They thought he was going to
Yeah.
propose to Ariel. So she was like, "Oh, I got the tea," and, and yeah.
oh
Yeah, that's why everybody
yeah,
was like, nah,
uh,
cut that, bro. That wasn't it.
uh, yeah. That
Although
must have been when I went to the
you
bathroom.
probably went to the bathroom. I will say I did like when I heard that they were doing a song for when Ariel got her legs. I said, "Well, how that gonna work? She can't sing," but it was
Yeah.
in her head, so you know
Yeah.
it was all in her mind. She was singing in her head, so I was like, "Okay, I can deal with this." And then they had like when it was all black and it was like her singing like outside of her body. I don't know, but it worked.
Yeah.
It worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It was a cute
gonna
moment.
It
Say
was
it again,
cute. Song.
Chandra. Oh, it was a cute song. Did you
Yeah.
guys want to say anything else about Jonah and his wild uncharted waters? I did think that was I'm not trying to throw no shade because he had to have his musical number in there too. But I was just like, sir, what is happening? I feel like he could just walk along the beach, it would have been all right. I was like, I didn't think we needed a song, but I was like, okay.
He was jogging and then stopping.
I was like,
it was very Broadway. He was like, stop, start, jog.
Jazz hands.
Arms out. Jazz hands. Be at the scene. His voice was nice though.
It's funny because in a lot of the original movies, the love interest doesn't really have a song. And so now with the live actions, I'm noticing that they're getting their chance to sing a song. Or maybe it's the Broadway version adding that element into it. So they include it in the live action. But I'm like, I appreciated it because again, it gave him some layers and it gives you a little like duet thing that they could do later. So it kind of worked. So, but again, the whole sea thing threw me off. He could have been stayed on the beach and that would have been fine singing the song.
Yep.
Well, I guess you can't do wild uncharted waters.
True.
You can't do wild uncharted waters on land, So
true.
you got
very true.
Go ahead, Jandra.
If Ariel can sing the song in her head, they could have had him looking pensively out into the ocean, like and just having it be like a little bubble over his head. Like, this is what I would be doing if I was out
right.
there.
And you know what? I think if they had just maybe had it as a memory of him being at sea, I think that would have been better than just him just all of a sudden being at sea and we're like, what?
Your mama grounded you, boy. You ain't supposed to be on that boat.
You're supposed to be in your room. Stop playing.
Unless he's obviously in his head imagining himself at the sea. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe make it a little more obvious that that's what it is. So that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was in his head. We just didn't catch it.
I don't know.
Michelle Brown said, loving this.
Oh, go ahead.
Saw
Sorry.
the film on Thursday evening at the first showing. Absolutely wonderful. I've never seen the animated original. Music was great. Go back and watch the original, girl. You can compare.
You
but yeah,
watch
was
the original. Stop playing games.
Go ahead, Kendra. What you got to say?
I only like Gaston singing big theatrical numbers in the Disney shows. I got a villain complex about that. But yeah, oh my God. Shout out to the person in the chat who never seen the original because, baby, and it's probably the same for you, Angelica, the Little Mermaid got wore out in this house. My God, wore out to the point where I wanted to snatch Ariel and put her on dry land just so she could stop singing. My daughter had it was like a vanity at that time. It was so cute. And it looked like kelp and all this. And then it had like a little chair and the chair was shaped like a shell. You couldn't tell her nothing. And then she had a little thing. You know how you used to have the old things where it looked like a record, but it was plastic. Put it in there and it played like a CD. And do you know how many days I wish I could just run away from
Beautiful.
catch her and make her stop. But I've gotten over that PTSD and I was able to enjoy this.
Good. I was saying my daughter's whole bathroom is Little Mermaid. She got Little Mermaid curtains. She had a shell mat, but she got it too wet, so now it's the tail of a mermaid, and she got the fat head of Ariel. So yes, Ariel's big over here as well. So she was very happy when we found out we're gonna have a black Ariel, and she's at the parks now. The black Ariel's at the parks.
Oh,
now
nice.
you can meet her. Yeah.
That's good. All right, I do want to mention we did. Oh, there he is. There's our commentator, our side commentator.
Nerves, getting on my nerves. If you could see what's going
Aw.
on under my desk. Here, you want to participate? Okay,
He's like
represent.
Max. He's like Max in
Yeah,
in
he
the
is
Little
like- yeah.
Mermaid. He like Max. There you go.
This is our BGN Max. Welcome. Leave
Right.
your comments about him. Leave your comments. Only cute stuff. Don't get us. Let us have to cancel you out on this live. Okay, only cute stuff.
He needs a haircut. He need a haircut.
But I do want to mention real quick though, we did have keep the, we kept the original stuff, but I want to talk about, okay, Kiss the Girl. The lyrics were changed up a little bit. If you guys noticed how you felt about that, we'll kind of do a little round discussion on that one. Also, let me throw in too, Poor Unfortunate Souls. We know that was the big Ursula number. There was a line taken out that explains exactly what was going to happen to Ariel's voice, and that, in the original one, of course, we know why they probably took it out in this new one. In the original one, she was taught that, okay, you don't really need your voice when it comes to dating in the original one. So that's why they took some of those lines out in Poor Unfortunate Souls. So what you guys think about that, the little twist they put on the originals? Deandra, we'll go to you first, and you're a correspondent beside you.
Oh, I didn't even catch that they took that line out. That's very, very brilliant. Well done, Ryan. I didn't even catch that. But I thought, I like Melissa. I thought she did it justice. She gave it enough bravado and performance, and I liked it. Now you guys got me thinking back to Flotsam and Retsam about them not speaking and stuff. And they were swimming around during that. I don't know. Maybe they should have gave them some ad libs or something, since they didn't get any other lines. But I like Poor Unfortunate Souls, and I liked Kiss the Girls. They killed it for me. That was real. It was way better. I thought they were going to completely try to rework it and make it more modern, but I'm glad they mostly kept it, like the original. So I was into that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Angelica? All right, Natasha, whichever one you guys want to go.
Natasha, you can go ahead.
That was one of my major nitpicks.
Oh,
Ursula's song, because it's like, okay, I understand why they removed it, but I'm like, she was speaking facts. Like, she wound up getting Eric without having to use her voice. Like, I don't know. So it was one of those things where everyone else, and I mentioned this in my non-spoiler review, like with the songs, everyone gets to keep their lyrics, but the villain. They did that in The Lion King, and they did that in a few other live actions. So I'm not understanding why the villains not getting no love when we love the villains just as much as we love the heroes. So that kind of irked me. So I was like, you know what, and Sam mentioned, and when we did our review, like, well, would it have mattered if you'd never seen it? I'm like, you know what, you're right. It wouldn't have mattered, but it still matters to me since I saw the original.
exactly.
It would have added more to the fact that Ursula was Ursula. Like, she's evil. Like, she's really twisted. So I felt like that would have added a little more but maybe that's just me. And me being nostalgic. But yeah, that was one of my nitpicks.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines. Like, you don't need a voice when you can use body language. Like, that's one of my favorite lines. So I was a little like, oh, why'd they cut that? But I get it. They don't want girls to sexualize themselves. So I get it. Although I did like the changes in Kiss the Girl. I love me a consenting king. Okay. So, use your words, boy, so you can kiss the girl. Ask her. Don't just put your lips on her. So I appreciated those changes for modern audiences, because obviously that wasn't the case in 1989. Like, consent, you don't need that. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the changes to the original songs.
Okay.
Oh, and the fact. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say, Deandra?
I said, y'all got really my brain ticking. Yes. Removal of those lines about just needing body language, but putting the consent back on the king, which I agree to. We love a consenting king, but see, that's it. Like, I don't write think pieces, but it's really got my brain ticking. Like,
add your commentary. And I was also going to say, since we're talking about the original song, so I liked how they I took a look at the soundtrack. I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I like how obviously it was originally composed by Alan Menken and Ashman. I forget his first name. But obviously Ashman had passed. Oh my God, my cat just jumped like 6 feet high. That was a distraction. Ashman had passed. And so Lin-Manuel was brought on to do the composing alongside Alan. But there's an Ashman reprise in the beginning with Part of Your World reprise, the original, like when she sings to Eric when they're on the beach. And then there's the reprise at the end when she finds out he proposes to Vanessa. You see there's another reprise to Part of Your World, and that was Lin-Manuel's reprise. So I like how they kind of honored Ashman, and then they also gave Lin-Manuel some work on the reprises, even though we didn't like Scuttle, but I did like that second reprise.
He redeemed himself. He redeemed himself.
He redeemed himself with that one, yeah. Howard Ashman, excuse me. Howard Ashman, excuse me.
Howard Ashman. Okay. All right. This is the moment. Here she is. This was one of my favorite posters that was out for her, for Ariel herself. Thank you for the drum roll, Giandra. So now we're gonna get all of our feels out about our Black Ariel. I was so excited when she was cast. The internet went crazy. I'm trying to figure out if there was anybody else they could have cast for this role. I'm gonna tell you no. Like, I honestly think there was nobody else they could have put that perfectly fit this. The voice, the siren-like voice, the look. I love that she got to keep the dreads. They mix it in with the flowing hair as well, so she can move and can move with the water. So yeah, she got the flip. She came up out of the water, did the flip right. So those were like all of my favorite moments. And she said her neck was getting a workout too. I don't know if y'all saw the interview. She said the neck got a workout because them dreads, they get heavy. And the locks get heavy when you in the water. So that was she worked it out for that move. But yeah, so all of our thoughts, we're gonna go in on this one. You guys leave us like your comments about what you thought. So yeah. Giandra, you want to kick us off? What you thought about like your favorite scene, your favorite moments with Ariel?
Every time Hallie opened her mouth, not even just with her acting, her demeanor and her personality, even outside of this, even before she was selected or announced that she was even auditioning, everything about her just exudes like a beautiful princess, very graceful, very delicate, very sweet. And all I kept thinking from the beginning, from the first song all the way to the end, was like, please put some respect on her name. All of that chatter about, oh, Black Ariel, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Even if you're one of those racist ass people who is hung up on that, close your eyes and just listen to her perform the role. There is no way you can tell me that this girl did not completely embody this role. Murdered. The acting was on point. The singing was ridiculous. Just put some respect on her name. That girl is gifted. That is her lane. Anything Disney, anything with children. Keep her in that. I'm glad that she just gave her all, and I'm glad that the people in charge of the film said we didn't even need to see anybody else after that. Because how could you top that? Like I'm thinking about all the younger actresses that are out there now. No one has that type of vocal ability. They're just not. I mean, I'm no record person, but I have ears and I consume music, and I can't think of not a single person who would be the right age to do this role who could do it justice like she did. She murdered it. She was beautiful. Everything about it was fantastic. She looked like the girl just looks like she just exudes joy and just happiness and just lightness and brightness. And it was everything I wanted it to be for me. She was terrific in every scene. My favorite scene, I liked all the silent scenes because that's a different form of acting that you have to still be able to emote without saying anything. So everything in the boat was super cute to me, and them going on their little date in wagons and in the town with the Black people. I'm like, okay, go over to the hood, to the Black side of the island. Love that. Love that for them. They kept putting that in there. They said, we gonna make sure y'all marry Black women in this. They put the programming in like, yes, marry these sisters. But I loved all those scenes. And then let me see, what else? I like the scenes, the face off with her and the human Ursula too.
Vanessa, they was
kind of hustling and stuff there. So yeah, I liked all those scenes. Those were my favorite.
Yes, fight for your life, girl. Yeah, I mean, I'm a 90s baby, so I grew up on The Little Mermaid, grew up watching Ariel, so this and I've been following Hallie and Chloe's career for a very long time. So when I found out that she was announced, just and the reason why she was handpicked to audition was because Rob Marshall saw her perform at the 61st Grammy Awards and was like, "Oh, her voice is magical. Let me get her in." And so they auditioned her and she did Part of Your World, and they had other actors come in and nobody could top Hallie's performance. I think I heard Maya Hawke auditioned, and I feel like she might look like the original Ariel, but I didn't know. I don't think Maya could sing like that. But anyways, she did. I look at Tasha's face is like Maya Hawke, though. No shade, no shade to you, Maya Hawke. That's just some of the names I heard thrown out there. But basically, every young actress auditioned for this role, and Hallie is perfection. Even her face, she looks like a Disney princess in the face. Her big old eyes, her big smile. I love the fact that they kept her red locks. And then I do have to comment on this. People were complaining about her hair wasn't red enough. I'm like, do you think fire engine red locks will look good on a black girl? I don't think so. Maybe for fun, but not. Who gonna take her serious? That's a natural ginger hair color for a black woman. Like, stop complaining. Anyways, I just have to get that out. She sang beautifully. She made us cry. I loved her comedic timing in her silent scenes, like Giandra mentioned, eating the flour, eating the soap, her interacting, even her Jodie Benson's cameo. She was one of
Yeah.
the people that were selling stuff, and she was like, "Girl, what you doing?" When she was playing with the dingle hopper, trying to wrap her locks in. And so I just loved everything about Hallie's performance. When she was on screen, I was just sucked into her. I still think my favorite part, I really loved Under the Sea. I love that she got to do a little bit of singing because she doesn't sing in the original film, but hands down, Part of Your World was my favorite. And the reprise when she's like, "Part of your world," and the water just goes up behind her on the rock. So those are my two favorite scenes.
I can echo the two ladies. Everything about Hallie in this movie. She was Ariel. Like it's kind of like if there was anyone else, like she was born to play this role, and this is her, like, I guess, debut, so to speak, in this kind of genre, in this kind of movie film. And I'm like, hopefully she doesn't get typecast, but if she does, it's kind of a good way, I guess, like, because she has that angelic voice, she has that princess quality, she has that innocence, that just joy, like you said, just everything about her just was perfect for Ariel. And so my favorite part again was her seeing Part of Your World, but definitely her scenes with her dad Triton, and also her scenes with Eric when they were out in their little outing, and just her being able to communicate silently, and because you could see her excitement, her innocence, her just everything about her that made Eric intrigued about her, even though she couldn't talk. Just she was it. Like he had it.
Yeah, I think she definitely found her lane. She's got The Color Purple coming up, so it's still playing on that, like, that softer side that she has, and that voice. You got to use the voice, so it's gonna be cool to see her roles from now on. So I'm glad this was one of her bigger things popping out of the music for a little bit, and that she got to incorporate her voice into this. So it's gonna be good to see what she does. Keep it going, Hallie, because we excited for you, girl. Keep it going.
Amen.
Speaking of which, I want to bring up the entire cast for everybody to look at here. Because my last question here, and you guys can kind of wrap it up with your last thoughts of the film. By the way, go watch this movie. Everybody go watch it a second time. If you already seen it one time, go see it again. Yep. So go take your friends, family, everybody. Take the babies, everybody, grown kids, take them. Go watch the film. But so my last question here: do you guys think there will be a part 2 for this film? Because there was some other, like, there was like a part 2 of the Little Mermaid original one. There's some other like little animated shorts and stuff they did off of the Little Mermaid. So I'm wondering if you guys think there will be a part 2 to the live action. Curious what you guys thought on that one.
I feel like we haven't really seen too many sequels of a live action movie, so I'm not expecting something with the Little Mermaid. I mean, would it be cool, at least in a cartoon or animated series? Okay, fine. There was an animated series years ago. So it's kind of like, well, do we really need to repeat that? Like, I mean, I'll be fine with just the live action movie. I mean, I'll be fine with it.
Angelica, what you think?
I mean, I heard there's talks about a sequel possibly going into works. I think, provided it meets the box office expectations. To my knowledge, I think they did like 10 million on Thursday night previews,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I think they're going to probably project to do like 140 million this opening weekend. So they're definitely going to hit. I'm pretty sure they're going to hit the $1 billion mark. So based off the success, it's possible. I wouldn't mind seeing Halle again as a Little Mermaid. I mean, do I think it's necessary? No, but will I go watch it? Absolutely. So I'm down for it. But it can stand on its own. They don't need to do another one.
Mm-hmm. I am in agreement with. I don't need to see another one. Halle was magnificent. Like, let's freeze. Lightning in a bottle. Let's just keep it and love it and it be its own thing. What I would really want to see is one of the sisters get like a Disney Plus series, like one of those kind of WandaVision-y type of things, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because we know they're gonna do a Christmas thing, and Halle, I hope she is prepared to sing the hell out of Part of Your World for a long time. She can talk to Idina Menzel for tips on having to sing a song 1,457 million times. So get ready for that. But I would love if maybe like the sisters would do a little Disney Plus, like, maybe they're taking inspiration. Like, we don't want to live here. We don't live here no more either. Maybe we want to go live somewhere else on land and get us an on land boo. So I think that would be kind of cool. Or even delving into Triton and Ursula being kids together and their origin story,
like a prequel. Like we could do a prequel.
Ooh.
And the White Giant. Like, I'd be more interested in that.
Yeah. I know the sequel to the original was about Melody, Ariel's daughter, so maybe they did that. That could be interesting. And Ariel now being in a position where she wants to protect her daughter from what's out in the ocean, maybe kind of a reverse of her growing up. But yeah, we don't need it. We don't need it. I'm a support regardless, but we don't need it.
Yeah. Yep. Lightning in the bottle, maybe a second one. All I know is that I'm gonna say it one more time. Y'all better go out and support this film, because when the Black woman is at the top of the call sheet, go support, don't play. Make sure you get your butts in that theater. You can take everybody. Everybody can go. If no like rate restrictions on it, take everybody to go see it, support, because we got to make it happen. Ladies, this has been so much fun talking with y'all about this. It's been a blast. Any last words y'all want to share? Anything else you want to say about Halle, Scuttlebutt? Anything last things y'all want to throw in?
I'm cool on Awkwafina rapping as animated character. That's my problem. But just rapping, period. Let's stick to Nora from Queens. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I like Nora.
Yeah, it's funny.
I liked the ending. Well, one, the fact that no one got married this time around, right? Like, even him, he didn't automatically decide to have a wedding with Vanessa. That was like an engagement party. I love how everybody, Grimsby, I should say, all the animals, they all ganged up against Vanessa. They let the dog go. Who was it? Lashana, one of the servants, like tripped her up. I was like, yes, everybody get Vanessa. So I appreciated that smackdown. We didn't get much of that in the original film. And then I like the ending. They didn't automatically get married. They decided to go explore the world together, get to know each other more. So I liked how they I think the complaint has always been that Ariel left her home for a dude, but it's really more about Ariel just wanting more, just wanting to see the world. And she's found someone that has that same thirst for adventure that she does. So they came together. He's a hoarder. She's a hoarder. They like to explore. Let's be together. So, those are my thoughts on how they kind of elevated the original themes of the first film.
Okay, hoarders. A hoarder story.
Yes, they love a hoarder.
They do got a lot of trinkets, that's for sure.
They do. They got mad trinkets.
Okay, I have mine too.
Hey.
I like your dingle hopper.
Dingle hopper. Natasha, you got anything you want to wrap up with?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be a downer, but I appreciate
That's a safe space.
Yep.
no, but one of the things that low key bothered me was the fact that Ariel was the one that killed Ursula and not
Oh, I
Eric.
like that.
Mm.
I felt like what she told her dad didn't resonate because Eric wasn't the one that killed Ursula. Eric wasn't the one that put himself in, he did in a way, but she saved him from the two eels. But then he didn't save her and therefore, or really save her. She saved herself. She saved Eric, what, 3 or 4 times in this movie? And I felt like when it comes to relationships, it kind of got to give and take here. And so I just felt like that they could have kept the original point of that. But you know what? It is what it is. But that was another major nitpick. But the last scene between her and Triton was definitely heartfelt. And I was definitely getting, again, teary-eyed at the end of the movie. And I was actually fine that they didn't get married. Like you said, it was nice for them to just go ahead and get to know each other more and explore the world together. But yeah, that was another major nitpick of mine. I don't know. It wasn't necessary.
I like the fact that my girl was saving her man. You know, it's not about the man. She's not a damsel. She could do it more. Already. She could do it more. You know, which I thought it was interesting because I was like, in the original, Eric killed her, and this time Ariel could, but he gave her the assist. He was assisting. You know, but yeah, hey, it's, you know, art is everyone's not going to agree on it, but I can see how you're like, now how many times is she going to end up saving this man? When he going to start saving her? I get what you're saying, but I liked it.
It's men everywhere across the globe who saw Titanic and watched Leonardo DiCaprio freeze. That's why you
still hate that scene. Oh my God,
Rose!
I still hate that scene.
Why can't they both be on the lock? Never mind. You know what? Just never mind.
They tried to get up there. It started to sink. Y'all keep being bad at Rose. They could have taken turns. So that's what I felt like they could have done.
That's why. But I'm saying, she just like, bro, fall into the ocean. Like, what is happening?
Well,
I'm mad forever at that.
Well, it didn't happen in this story. They ended it happily ever after. So,
but I'm just saying, Prince Eric, instead of you jumping around on ropes and stuff, I'm saying, bro, like, you know, next time, you know, you can push the ship a little bit or something. I mean,
that was I did like the swinging. Oh, I will say, I did have a slight nitpick with Big Ursula when she was ginormous. The CGI wasn't that great. That was my one issue. Yeah. I was like,
the CGI wasn't that. I was like, y'all. That's why you had it super dark, so we wouldn't be able to tell. Oh, we could tell.
We could tell. They blew all their money on Under the Sea and didn't have enough left over for Big Ursula. So I was like, budget. She ain't looking too good. But I forgive him. Overall, great film though. I loved it.
Hey.
Yeah, overall, great film.
We loved it.
All right, guys, that's all I got. I mean, that's all the Ariel talk we got for you guys. So, you know, keep letting us know your comments. You know, send us your pics. So you going with your family to see it. You know, your Ariel dolls in the back, you know, like Angelica. You know, send us out. I think they're giving out all kind of stuff. They got cups. I don't see people with like the 89 jerseys and everything. Because if you didn't know, the original one came out in 1989. You didn't know. Okay. But yeah, so like everybody's sporting all their gear and everything. So, you know, keep it coming.
I like your shirt, Ryan. I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, got to represent.
That's cute.
Yes.
So and, everybody go get your merch.
If y'all want your AMC buckets, I don't have any AMCs close to me, so they're selling them on the website, on AMC's merchandise website. They're selling the glow in the dark popcorn buckets. If you guys want to grab you one,
nice. I like it.
That's cute.
Cool. Well, you guys make sure you go ahead, Natasha.
No, I was like, there was a bag. I think at one of the theaters I probably need to get because that bag was looking pretty good. I was like, I need a bag like that. It's like a little tote bag. I'm like, what?
I think it's Cinemark. I think Cinemark has the tote bags. AMC has the popcorn buckets and the cups. And Regal's whack. They just had like posters and you have to ask for them. But the Regal,
you know you wrong, Regal. Step that up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, get your merch. I just ordered
Get your
2
merch.
lounge flies. I did 1 Ariel lounge fly, and then I was like, I can't buy myself a lounge fly and not get my kid one. So I
Yeah.
got her one with Ursula and Ariel because she like villains. So
Ooh.
get your merch. Get your
Ooh,
merch.
I like that. I like that. Well, like Melissa McCarthy said, this role was delicious. So we don't mad at you liking the villains. If you like the villain, that's what you go. You know, that's what you go with.
That's what I live for.
All right, ladies, this has been great. You guys, as usual, make sure you subscribe because we popped in on y'all a little bit. So if you subscribe, you know we're going live doing reviews and everything, and you get to see these lovely, talented ladies give their reviews and everything. So make sure you subscribe and like and all that other cool stuff. And we'll be back eventually. We got some more stuff coming down the pipe for you guys. Ladies, bye-bye. I appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.